Well, it's got all the way up to 12 degrees. We lost our water last night about 12:30. Chris was running some bath water. We'd left the bath water in the tub from the night before in case we lost our water. We'd still have water available for flushing the stools, which I don't know if you know this trick, but you don't have to put it in the reservoir. You can just take like a coffee can full and dump it right in the commode and it flushes. And so you don't really have to make that last flush out of that other, just drop some in the commode. And that works good, so we can do that. We got plenty of bottled water. I've got innate state water that I got from Winston, which is the water that we drink. And we got it so we can brush our teeth and kind of clean up a little bit. But we figured out what's wrong with the water down here. The hose came loose from the pump, and it's really windy out here. 20-mile-an-hour wind. It has got up to about 12 degrees, 10 or 12 degrees. So the chill temperature is still down there below zero, obviously. And it's really, really bad. So we're gonna see if we can't fix this. Apache and I are gonna work on it. I just hope we don't fall off this pier. We do, I'm not sure we'll ever come back up. Have to get me, hit me out with the deep diving crankbait. We are in the mountains, so it's gotta be kind of careful just going down the hill here. Of course, all you're gonna do is slip and fall. It's not gonna be a bad deal. You gotta be really careful out here because we're walking out on that little dock, and we don't want to fall in. And I have slipped before and fell in that hole right there where that board is missing. And we always talk about fixing that board, but we don't ever fix it because we don't ever need, when it's nice and warm and time to fix it. You can see the ice here on the water. See the ice there. We're just being very careful out here because if you do fall in, it's probably not going to be a good deal. We are going to put a whole new system in here. Got a little well house built over there in Steve's barn on the side there, that little building right there on the side. That's a well house, or a pump house, where we're going to move all this stuff. But I think our break is right here. Patsy saw some bubbles coming up. You see those bubbles coming up right there? Those bubbles are coming up right there. And the water's broke loose. We're fixing to pull that up. And Patsy, you put some glue gloves on underneath your gloves? I got some underneath mine.
Some of yours.
Yeah.
Plastic.
Okay. Gonna pull that up here. You can see our pump we got wrapped up, and it's pumping. And here's the problem. It's right there where that pipe come loose. Right there where two pipes go together, the pipe will come loose. You gonna put a rope on it?
Yeah.
You want me to go turn the pump off?
Yeah, give me a...
Hang on here. All right, let me get off here and help you. Well, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to try to put this thing back together. We got it back apart. The hose come apart. We're getting closer to putting that thing back together. I had to go put Lucy in the house because Lucy, Beamer, don't you fall in. Of course, Beamer can swim. Lucy can too, but if she'd have fallen through the ice, she'd have drowned. Where do you want me to lay, Apache?
I want to waste this.
I got some soap. I got some soap. Got the soap? Not ready for it yet?
Yeah. Got it.
Here, you want me to open the lid?
Yeah, I got it.
How's your hand standing? My hands are freezing.
Good.
We haven't been able to really video much because I don't want Chris down here on this dock, obviously. And that's what came apart right there. So the pump was pumping. It's simply pumping the water back in the lake. I'm gonna have to get down there and help you put it together, aren't I?
Yeah, I have to hold it and I have to push it.
Which side do you want me to hold?
Wait a minute. Let me see if I can.
It's so tight. It took two of us before. It took both of us to put it back together. You got both your rings on there?
Yeah. Let's just let it go.
So tight.
So I'll have to pick it up, and I guess you have to hold this side, and I push that.
You want me on the outside?
Yeah, this side, and I push this side. This side.
Okay. All right. Let me get down there. Well, the lake is completely frozen over. Apache and I did get the water put back together yesterday. I had a really kind of scary situation happen. We had our foot down in the our hand down in the water. I had a glove on my left hand, a rubber glove, so it was in pretty good shape. But my right hand was uncovered because I was working with it, and we got that pipe put back together. It took 2 or 3 hours. And of course, in order to get that pipe put back together, we had to turn the electric off. And the water started freezing pretty quickly. It got down to -8, -14 or 15 chill temperature. We were out there working in 1 or 2 or 3 degrees yesterday, and we had to turn the power off to that pump because it was just going to pump water. We had to turn the power off, so we did. But in the 2 or 3 hours it took us to fix that, with the heater that we had in the pump house was obviously off. We didn't even think about that. I could have taken a jackery down there if I'd have thought about that, and hooked a jackery up to that heater and kept heat in there. But I didn't do it. I didn't do it, and so we ended up. We got the water back on, turned the pump back on. The pump came on. No water came to the house, and so what we figured out, obviously, is the 2 or 3 hours we was working out there in that. The 2 or 3 hours we was working, things must have froze up inside the pump house. So I haven't been back down there yet today. It's really cold. We've got temperatures around 0, and the wind's not blowing much. The lake froze over during the night completely all the way to the dam, but I think we've probably got froze up water in there, and the heater is on now. I gotta let the heater run because it's going to get worse no matter what, so I don't have any choice. But we probably have a lot of busted PVC pipe, and so we're going to have to fix all of that probably. But I just thought I'd walk down here and check it out and see what happens. Yesterday when I was working in that water, my fingers all froze together. I'd have my hands in and out of the water, and when I take it out, my fingers all froze together on my right hand. And we got it back together and put flex tape around it. We put a couple of clothes hamps. We had to wire 2 together and had an insert in the middle. We had to put some Dawn soap on it, get it all cut slick, and we finally got it pushed back together. It took all of us. He pushed it on one side, I pushed it on the other, and finally it popped together. It's really difficult. We're laying on our belly doing this on a 2.5 foot or 2 foot wide little pier going out there. And we got it back together. When I got back to the house, my fingers were all froze together, and they were hurting. I got in there, and they started hurting so badly when they started warming up. I put a hair dryer on them to try to warm them up, and they hurt so badly, made me sick at my stomach. And I thought I'd frostbite all those fingers, but it's fine today. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. And I was going to put it in some warm water, and Apache said, "Don't do that." I did that yesterday, and it's hurting so bad, it almost made me cry. Well, I didn't cry, but it was hurting so bad it did make me sick at my stomach. And I've had frostbite on a finger before, and it's not fun because every time it gets cold like now, your finger starts hurting. But my fingers aren't hurting. So we had a scary thing there, but it didn't happen. So let's go down there and look inside this pump house. Well, let's see what we got inside this pump house. I forgot to bring my light. I'm going to bring a spotlight. Actually, I don't see anything happening in here. Everything looks okay in there. Nothing looks broken. It's bright out here with this snow. Nothing looks broken in there. Let's see what's happened out here. Oh. It's broken. It's broken out there by the pipe. See it running? See it running right there? That's our problem. That's our problem right there. Well, there's not anything I can do about it now. It's too late in the day to start working on it. That's the problem. It's holding our the piece that is down in the water is okay. It's broken up there. It's frozen and broken above the water. And you see how much insulation I've got wrapped around it? Look at all the insulation. Zoom in on that there. You see all that insulation there? I've got all that insulation wrapped around it, and it's broken up there. It's not broken down at the bottom. Well, there's my problem. That's why we don't have any water. I guess everything is good in this box here, looks like. Of course, we got that full of insulation. So that's a problem. That is a problem. Well, we sure tried to fix it. We were out in that yesterday for a long time, and we got it put back together. The part that's underwater, the part that's down under the water is the part that broke, and it's still fine. What we fixed worked, but now we got another thing to fix, and we're probably not going to be able to fix it. We might be able to fix it. We'll have to take it apart tomorrow, but we're supposed to get that snow starting any minute. You can see that it's clouded up in the last hour or so. Look at all these icicles hanging here. Look at all these icicles hanging here. Isn't that something? Look at all those icicles. That's really something. Oh my goodness, my goodness. But we tried. My ears, well, you let your ears get out, and you know it. We tried, so we're going to just do without water. This is Tuesday. We've been without water since Sunday night, but we have not been without power. All around us, they had rolling blackouts today. In order to conserve energy, they'll just turn the power off of certain blocks of areas for an hour and a half. But I guess since there's not many houses where we are, you know, the ranches around here are all big ranches and only a handful of houses. So I guess they decided to leave this area on, because we looked at the map where they had colored in all around, and just our little tiny area the power was not shown as being turned off any today. The power's back on for most people. Jamie just said that he got a note in or something that there's no more rolling blackouts for the rest of the day, so everybody's going to have electricity. The rolling blackouts are done on purpose, I've learned. I didn't know why they were done. I know the blackouts are in Texas because the windmills freezing up, but these rolling blackouts were done to conserve energy, let people be without energy for an hour, hour and a half, and then somebody else, which is a pretty good idea. And I guess we missed it because we're sitting here on a couple thousand acres. Our neighbor's sitting up there on 6,000 acres, our neighbor across the street on 1,500 acres. I guess it turning these three off, and we've been keeping all the lights off in the house, trying to conserve energy ourselves, because that was just what they ask everybody to do. We're not in the cities, but we still try to follow the rules. So we're going to be without water, but we've got power, and that's good. As long as we've got power, we're going to hang here at the ranch. It's supposed to get better Saturday or Sunday. So here we are, Lucy walking in the woods with me. Lucy, it's going to snow 10 inches tonight. I don't think I'm going to leave you out. I think I'm going to put you in Sherry's bedroom. I don't want you in the snow. Thank you, boss. Thank you very much, boss. I love you. Guys and girls, have you a great one today. No matter what the circumstances, life is good today. God is great. Life is good today. Go out there and have some fun in the snow.